Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, I'm going to give you a brief guide on enchantments in LANGRISSER M. Now, I've been seeing a lot of questions and concerns with the game's difficulty, especially once you reach about level 30. And this is actually something that I kind of came across as well as I was trying to clear certain content in the game. I found that it was getting extremely difficult and I felt like my team was a little underpowered. Now, I've seen this over in the Koolio Discord, I've seen it on the Reddit forums for the game, I've had people email me about it. I've had a lot of people concerned about the difficulty spike that kind of happens around level 30, and I think I finally understand why that's happening and how to kind of overcome that, because what I'm going to show you essentially boosted my team up to the point that I started like overcoming a lot of these challenges a lot more easier than I was doing before. Now, this isn't going to let you just completely wipe the floor with a lot of the things in the game once you get to level 30, because the game isn't really meant to be played on auto except for like certain systems that you can just kind of basically grind through. But a lot of the challenges in the game do require you to actually pay attention to the strategy as well as the team composition that you have. However, the guide that I'm going to show you today is basically for those of you that need a quick little power boost and may not know where to find that, and it specifically has to deal with the enchantments in the game. So let me go ahead and head over to my hero menu real quick. Now, I've been going through and I've been leveling up my characters and stuff, and I found that, like I said, it was getting really difficult for me to overcome certain challenges, and the reason why is I think I was neglecting the enchantments in the game. So if you guys don't know what that is, if I head over to the detail menu, go to my equipment, there's these little icons just to the right of my items. These are the enchantments. Now, I'm gonna go through and show you where to get these at a really easily, because I found like grinding it through the goddess trial and other aspects of the game was taking way too long. However, I think a lot of us are sitting on a gold mine of resources to get a lot of these. Now, yesterday I spent some time, found a way to get these really easily. Now, it's not like a secret or anything, but I think some people might be neglecting it. But essentially with the enchantment system, what it is, it's like these runes or these scrolls that you can apply to the items that your character has, and it gives significant boosts to the character's stats. Now, these scrolls do come in different rarities. There's basic rare, SR, and SSR. With this guide is specifically with the SR rating. I believe once we get to about level 40-ish, then SSR is going to be more important, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Now, with these rune systems, these scrolls, these enchantments that you're going to be using, they come in sets, and so there's, I believe, like 12 sets that you can acquire, and each of them have different abilities and advantages. The one that I have equipped here to Lana is the magic set, which if I have 2 pieces equipped, it gives her an increase to attack and intelligence plus 5%, and then if I have 4 of them attached to her, all skill damage is increased by 10%, and area of effect is increased by an extra 5%. Now, I've been using her as a heavy-duty damage dealer with pretty powerful AoE effects, and so this was a perfect ability to equip onto her because it gives that increased attack and increased intelligence, just allowing her to kind of mop the floor with it, and that increase to skill damage is also really important as well. Now, if I actually go ahead and click on one of these items and go to the Forge system, and go down to the bottom right, you can see the enchantment window where you can see all the enchantment scrolls that you have. Now, taking a look at the information that you can see right here that I'm kind of circling with the dots if you can't see, when you go to enhance an item, depending on the rarity of the scroll that you use, will also give you a better chance at higher randomized stats for that item. So if you look right here for my ghost mask, it gives me plus 7 defense, plus 101 HP, and plus 2% intelligence. Now, this was an okay scroll. Sometimes you don't get really good ones. Now, these basic ones, if you go ahead and actually use these to upgrade your character. In fact, let me just go ahead and head back and show you on kind of a basic unit real quick. Maybe let's go ahead and take a look at, Sonya real quick. Actually, she doesn't have any items. I just want to make sure that we've got an item that I can equip. Let's just go ahead and equip a basic double-bladed axe. Let's go ahead and forge it real quick so I can show you kind of what I mean. Going to the enchantment, let's go ahead and say for him, I want him to do more damage, maybe crit-based damage. So I can use this one called the Shooting Star, which gives a plus 5% chance to crit. And when attacking troops with HP above 80%, all damage dealt after entering battle is increased by plus 20%. Now, this is a basic Shooting Star scroll, but then I've got an SR version of it as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and enchant this one, and you can see it kind of pops up with randomized stat, and it gave me a plus 3% HP. That's okay. It's not the best. I do have one more, so I can re-enchant it if it's not that good. Let's just go ahead and just try it, see what I get. and that's better. A 3% increase to attack, specifically for this character because I want him to do more damage. That's a good scroll to attach to him. Now, like I said, these basic R ones, they don't really give you the best stats. SRs will give you a better percentage at getting higher stats, and then SSR has an even higher percentage above that to give even the best stats. So let's go ahead. I've got this SR version of the Shooting Star. I'm gonna re-enchant it and see if we can't get even better stats on top of it. So no, I ended up getting even worse stats. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and just cancel out of this because I wanna keep the previous one. It didn't end up that good. And like I said, there is a randomized chance for you to get better stats. Maybe let's go ahead and try the Thorn one. Now I know the Thorn one isn't something I'm gonna use specifically for him, but just for the demonstrated purposes of this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it and see if we can't get something a little bit better than before. See, that's much better. Now this is probably a stat, plus 8 attack, plus 6% intelligence, plus 2% or plus 2 to magical defense. You definitely want the percentages, they're much better. This would be something that would probably be good on my Lana character rather than on Lance. But I'm gonna go ahead and save it anyway, and it gives him that increase to the stats. Now if I actually head back, you can see his power level begins to kind of shoot up very quickly, is the word I'm looking for. Now if I go ahead and look back at Lana, now I went through and I've got the full set for magic equipped onto her, and I've been going through and upgrading all my different items and equipment and things like that, start ranking them up and leveling them up. But I found simply just by going through and putting the right scrolls on, getting the right stat increases, her power level I think went from like 1200 to 1460 power. She became like my strongest unit simply because I got the right enchantments attached onto her. The same thing happened for Bernhardt. I went ahead and acquired the Rough Sea one for him, and then a specific one, and I'm gonna make a video for this later because it's actually really fun, is Freya. And Freya actually became kind of my main tank right now, which I'll be making a video specifically towards the future. But simply by putting on these enchantments for her, her power went from like 1000 to 1300, and she's even more powerful now than my Vargas, who's a 3-star, and she's a 2-star, only because I have the right enchantments on her. So she became really, really powerful because I did the correct things. Now you're probably wondering, okay, Koolio, you've talked about the enchantments, where do I get it? Now you can get it through the Secret Realm by playing on the Goddess Trial. There's also ways that you get it by playing on the map, through the Time Rift and things like that. But I'm gonna show you a place that you guys may not have realized is a gold mine for these scrolls. If I go to the store section and the equipment, there on the far right is a special enchantment pack, which you're allowed to buy 10 of them per week, which is fine. That's the purposes of this video, is we're just gonna use that. Now let's go ahead and actually head back. Let's take a look at our heroes. Let's say I wanted to upgrade maybe Diehard. Maybe I want to go through and get the correct stats for Diehard. Right now, I don't really have the best equipment for him. I've moved a lot of equipment from my Diehard onto another character, but for the purposes of this video, let's go ahead and say for Nighthawk specifically, because I am gonna keep this on him, that I want to enchant this with a scroll. So with him, I want high crit and high crit damage. So let's go back to the store, go to the equipment, special enchantment pack. If I click on that, it requires 200 mithril ore in order to buy it. Now, some of you guys might have a good amount of mithril ore, but I'm gonna show you another way on how to get that a little bit later. So let's go ahead, go to the special enchantment, and the two ones that I wanna look at are the Blazing Sun and the Meteor. Now with this, I want the most crit damage I possibly can, so I'm probably gonna wanna buy the Blazing Sun, which gives me 5 SR scrolls, which if I have 2 pieces, it gives me a plus 5% chance to crit, and then if I do crit, a plus 20% crit damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend some of my mithril ore, buy that pack, head on over to Diehard, go back to his equipment section, click on Nighthawk, and I'm gonna go ahead and forge. And the nice thing about getting 5 of these is I'll go through and I'll enchant all 4 of the pieces I have on my character, and I would say don't waste it on any R-rated items. At least try to get SR or even SSR items onto your character before you start enchanting them with this, because you're going to see a higher significant boost and longevity to the equipment that you have attached to your character. Now let's go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and enchant it. Now because I have 5 pieces, I can use 4 of them to enchant every single piece, and then I have an extra one left over to enchant the piece that had the weakest randomized stats. So let's just go ahead and enchant this real quick and see what I get. I've got a plus 6% attack and plus 2 defense, which is pretty good. That's a pretty significant increase to attack. Now I'm gonna go do it one more time. I'm probably not gonna get something better than this, but cross your fingers and just see what happens. we're just gonna I'm just gonna show you for the demonstrated purposes what it kind of looks like. Not that good. I'm gonna just re-enchant and use these just to show you. No, I want more of an offensive focus. That one wasn't very good. That one's good for a mage, and I've got one left. I probably should have kept that first one, to be honest. I'll just go ahead and save that. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. To be honest, I should have saved that first one, but like I said, for demonstrating the purposes of this video, I just kind of wanted to show you what that looked like. Now, heading back, you can see his stats begin to go up. That probably went up 20 points, which may not seem a lot, but once you've added them all together and you get that stat bonuses where they all have the exact same stat, you really begin to see the power increase significantly. For Die Hard, if I had a full set for him, I could probably gain him an extra 200 power on top of the power that he already had, which is quite a lot. And that extra damage, that power, that healing ability. In fact, let me go ahead and show you one last thing. Tiaras herself, I found that her healing is really good, but I wanted a significant boost on top of that. I found that the crystal one, which gives increased defense and magic defense, which helps her survive, also has it that any healing that she deals increases by 20%. That is a significant boost and has kept Freya, like, I don't think the last couple of levels I've played, like, I don't think a lot of my characters have died because she's been able to keep them alive. Now, I've gone through, I've explained a lot of this, I've told you how amazing it is. Now, let me go ahead and show you where you can get actually a bunch of those mithril ore and a lot of hammers and stuff like that you guys might be leaving aside. So, on the very bottom here on the bag, you'll have a little button called the alchemy screen. If I click on that, it brings up this little menu. Now, if I go over to my equipment, I've got a whole bunch of equipment right here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually transmute all of this, and it's gonna give me a whole bunch of materials. So let's just go through here, and it tells you how much gold it's gonna take, 3,600, 4,000. I'm just gonna go and just grab a whole bunch of these. In fact, I probably could be able to grab all of them. There we go. So I've got all of the equipment, all my extra equipment I don't need anymore, and it specifically says right there, hey, look, you're gonna get some mithril ore. Let's go ahead and transmute it. And we finished, so we got 100 mithril ore and a whole bunch of gold that we were able to acquire onto the character. So now I've got a bunch of gold, I've got more mithril ore that I can use to now go back through to the store area and start buying some more of those enchantment scrolls. Now I found that as I've been playing through the game and as I've been disenchanting a lot of things, I've been able to stack up a lot of that mithril ore. So I kind of recommend maybe going back to the equipment menu maybe once a week, going through and saving up your mithril ore and just buying a bunch of the packs that you need and like randomizing your stats and getting the best one that you possibly can. Because I found that it really does give a significant boost to damage, healing, defense, and it may be something that you guys have been missing out on. So I'm hoping this video helps you guys out. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if your guys' stats increase, if this helps you guys out with a lot of the levels and some of the difficulty curve that we've been experiencing in the game. Well guys, also I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date in the latest in LANGRISSER M. Alright friends, I'll see you next time.